My name is RighteousNicky and welcome to another Overmind game. Now I want to apologize first because this is going to be a very fast cut draft because I was out typing throughout the most of the drafting sequence, so I'm just going to leave you some background, tomorrow sparkling music as well. Let's go really fast through it. Genji and Tasdar bans, first bans. First pick is going to be Junkrat, Fnatic SMX, very interesting pick. Counter going to be Awarak. Awarak is a very nice pick versus Junkrat in my opinion. And I'm going to go Sylvanas. This is going to be a Sylvanas Overmind game. I'm going to be explaining you how to play mind control. And yeah, I'm just going to go really fast through a draft. They're going to go Diablo and Gul'dan. Diablo is very good on this map because you can actually stun people into walls very easily. Gul'dan, very good wave clear. On the Aura side, Greymane and Malfurion. Malfurion is a solid support. Greymane is one of the top tier DPSers. They're going to go Stukov and Artanis, two pretty interesting picks as well. I'm going to suggest for our last pick tank to be Muradin. I feel like the extra CC is going to be very nice when because we can chain it with Malfurion and Awarak. And unfortunately the game is going to begin. As I said, I want to apologize for the cutted draft, but I was just watching Grubby's stream. As you can see, he's on my team. I wanted to hear his opinion about the draft. And I just didn't want you to have that overlaid on everything, so I put you some music. So, Sylvanas. I'm going to be telling you how I play my mind control Sylvanas now. Very important, level 1 talent. I go for Dreadful Wake. I almost always take this talent. A lot of people don't like this talent for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe they don't feel like it gives you a lot of value. I personally play to freeze stuff. As you can see, I freeze the minion wave here. Now you might say that you can use your second ability, your W ability, Shadow Dagger, to freeze the wave. But that freeze is partial, because you can freeze it for like 2 seconds. While with the E, with the Dreadful Wake talent choice, you can freeze the entire wave for 7 seconds. And that is pretty good. Oh, we're actually going to almost secure a kill on the Diablo there. Holy shit. Bot team's tanks were very low, but in the end, both of us survived, so that's pretty good. In my opinion, oh fuck me, that was a very bad engage on me. The Malfurion is going to take care of me. Thank you. And I'm just going to have to take fall. Now, this is a good example. I Dreadful Wake the entire wave, and it's just going to stay frozen there for 7 seconds, and the tower can just take it down. I think that's very important, especially if the enemy team manages to get a very solid push. Dreadful Wake can allow you to freeze it and just don't take siege damage. That it can also be used as an aggressive tool as well. When you go start pushing heavily on towers, for example, you can just freeze the enemy incoming wave very hard, so it's going to be harder for them to depush you. And as well as, the most important thing I use the Dreadful Wake is during a team fight. I try to if we're fighting in a lane, I always try to freeze the enemy wave. So this way you don't take damage from the enemy minions, which by the way do a lot of damage nowadays since the last patch. And as well as when they're frozen, your allied minions start doing damage more to the enemy minions, but also to the enemy heroes. So you get kind of a damage going on to the enemy team that they don't really suspect from this side when the minion wave is frozen. Now, the one minus about this talent is that you need to actively use your haunting wave to actually do something other than escaping. Now this is Sylvanas' only escape tool, so you need to be using it very carefully, because if you get engaged by something like Diablo or Artanis and you have used your wave, then you're basically screwed. Now the good thing is that your haunting wave is like on a 10-second cooldown, so if you have a good map awareness, this shouldn't be a problem for you. But always be careful, always try to stay around your teammates. You don't want to be pushing hard alone. As you can see, I'm now alone, but that is mainly because I know where is Diablo and I know where is Artanis, so I'm not really afraid that I'm going to be getting engaged by anyone else. So level 4, normal talent, you're going to be upgrading your Shadow Dagger, which decreases the cooldown for each enemy hit by it. I think this is the best talent on the level 4 sword, because not only that you're just going to consistently get AoE value, which actually isn't that great versus someone like Stukov. The value from this talent gets amplified with your level 16 upgrade, which is the minus 25 armor, the cold dagger, because you're just going to be able to apply the minus 25 armor to a target much more frequently if it gets reduced cooldown from the enemy teammates. Now on level 7 I went for Barb Shot. I think this is my go-to talent. Now it kind of plays the same role as the Explosive Shot when it comes to minion clear, but I highly prefer the Barb Shot because it gives you PvE speed clear, meaning that you can take mercenary camps much faster with it. Oops, I'm in a bad spot there. I'm going to get engaged by Diablo, I'm going to get silenced, I'm going to try to escape, and I'm just gonna die here. So that is basically me going alone on the rotation and just dying. This shouldn't have happened. Maybe I was a bit too focused on just freezing the lane, and yeah, I got a bit cocky there. Generally, you want to be trying to stay with your team a bit more as a Sylvanas. Now, the Barb Shot works very well actually with your level 1 talent. The freeze, the Dreadful Wake. You can use the Dreadful Wake to freeze mercenaries as well for 7 seconds. Now as a Sylvanas you can kinda clear mercenaries already pretty easy, just with your passive. But the Dreadful Wake allows you to just take that much less damage from the mercenaries when you have to soul clear them, which is pretty valuable as well. As well as that, if the enemy team captures a mercenary camp, you can also use the Dreadful Wake to freeze that mercenary camp going on your lane for 7 seconds, which is also pretty valuable. Now we actually are getting some experience advantage here, which is very nice. We're for 6 minutes till level 10, we've just been rotating from top to bottom, soaking waves. So not much to say there. You can just see some simple rotations here, and if someone is making a mistake, like me. I'm still going solo here, but the thing is that because I have the biggest wave clear here, and so from the enemy team the Gul'dan, both me and Gul'dan try to go to the wave as fast as possible so we can clear it, so we can start putting pressure on the other lane. But the thing is that they have a Diablo that follows up the Gul'dan very nicely, and Armoredin is staying with the team, which is not a problem at all. I'm just making a remark here of their rotation style. So this is actually one of the first times that I remember that I started using mind control. So my goal here was first to break the small little wall there. Do you see it? I'm going to finish it right now. That is going to open a path for me to get someone. So I'm going to go behind the wall, going to mind control the Junkrat. Morphirian is going to put roots. Junkrat actually didn't land in the roots because Aurak telekinesised him. But this is going to allow us to now fight 4v5. Aurak jumping in the meantime, Greyming doing a lot of damage on the Gul'dan, only Diablo left, and we just managed to clear 4 people. And in the meantime, freezing the 4th. Hello, kitty. Don't meow now. My kitty is running around the computer at the moment. So we already managed to secure 2 forts, 2 levels of advantage, and now we're looking to go towards the bottom lane with the Artanis. Now, this is one good example of when mind control is good. And this is probably one of my better mind control shows throughout all my Sylvanas games, because I actually thought about very hard how in what position I want to be with my Sylvanas when I use the mind control, and exactly imagine how Junkrat, where I'm going to position the Junkrat. Oops, sorry, the game froze there for a second. So I intentionally opened the door there so I can put the Junkrat into a very bad position there, next to the Aurak. And as well as I also broke the little wall because I didn't know if we could break the gate, and I wanted to do the engage as fast as possible. So we secured the camp. In the meantime, Muradin, very important move there. Muradin managed to disrupt them from delivering gems. And we're just going to try to force a fight here maybe with the level 13. Now I have mind control. Probably going to try to engage on someone. I see someone on the left. I really wanted to mind control the Gul'dan there, but he was a bit too far already. And I see the roots there, but it's a bit too late now. So I'm just going to try to play it safe and wait for my team to deliver. Now, one very important thing I want to mention here is my level 13 talent. I actually picked a bad talent this time, but I'm going to explain to you just a second, because I'm now going to make my bad mind control, which is going to be any second now, if I remember. I'm going to mind control from the bush area, Gul'dan, but now I'm going to get heavy engaged by Apocalypse, Diabolstone, and Artanis. I'm going to die instantly. My team is going to be in a bad spot now as well. Sylvanas is going to go in. Muradin barely surviving. Yeah, he's gonna die. And this is a bad example of using mind control. Now, the target of the mind control was actually a good one, Gul'dan. Problem is that I didn't expect them to hard engage me so strong. Now, what I did there actually in the tab menu, I checked Diablo's talents, and I saw that he didn't pick the level 7 magic resist talent, which means that I can next time see he went for the diabolic momentum. It means that next time this is an adapting move. Instead of being afraid of being engaged by the Diablo, I can simply mind control the non-magic resist Diablo so my team can finish him very fast, so we can remove him from the picture. So this is going to be my plan for the next mind control, because I already figured out that if I mind control anyone else, Diablo is just going to engage me hard, perma-stun me, and possibly I'm going to die again. So that's not going to work anymore. So that is kind of a adaptation. Usually you don't really want to use the mind control on tanks, especially in a double tank composition. But sometimes you just need to do what you have to do to get the best out of the situation. Now I wanted to talk about my level 13 talent. I went for the healing dagger, which in this I originally picked it because I felt like with the Malfurion I can use the extra healing. Because Malfurion isn't the type of character that can give you a lot of healing burst, so I wanted to be more on full HP. Now this is a mistake because I should have picked the magic shield, because whenever go into the mind control channel, the magic shield can save him from a burst. A team fighting is erupting here. Apocalypse going in. Aurak very low, he's barely surviving. I'm trying to finish out the Artanis because he is the closest one to me. I'm going to try to finish him out. Two already from our team dead. Junkrat Riptar coming in. I'm going to try to juke it, but Diablo is gonna stun me, and the Riptar is going to make a full rotation back to Junkrat. If that Diablo didn't stun me, I might have been able to kill the Junkrat there. But overall, not a great team fight here for us, because what I wanted to do there is to push the bottom fort safely, and our team for some reason decided to make a trap in the bush, and maybe I didn't saw exactly what happened, but maybe got a bit outmaneuvered there, and the fight just went bad for us. But that's not that big of a deal. We still have the level advantage, an entire level and a talent, which is pretty important. And as well, I mentioned earlier, usually when you go mind control, I strongly suggest to go for the magic resist shield talent, because most of the times after people figure out how to play versus mind control, they will start heavy focusing you, and that magic resist can, very nice engage on the Gul'dan there, roots into Aurak charge. Gul'dan barely surviving, holy shit. Now I see the Diablo going extremely low. I'm just going to mind control the Diablo back into my team so my team can finish him. Grayman is going to jump in the meantime. Artanis has been doing a lot of damage to me. Grayman is just going to clear house with go for the throw. They're going to lose a ton of gems, and this Artanis coming back. Why? Oh, that Muradin. Did Muradin just... I'm not sure what Muradin did there, but that bomb jumped very strangely there. and he managed to kill the bomb. Now we're just going to go for the boss. Their top keep is very low, so we have a pretty good chance to actually finish the game here. So, as I said, always, if possible, not if possible, but if you're going mind control, I strongly suggest that you go for the magic resist shield talent, because when you're staying stationary, you want to be able to have that survivability, and 50% for I think 3 seconds is a lot of survivability. We're looking to engage on the Diablo here. He's been trying to get some souls. Going to be an easy kill there, easy kill. We have a lot of good chances to finish out the game now. We're going to make our way to the top there. Going to depush the lane. And normally on level 16, as I said, I went for the minus 25 armor. Now I'm looking to engage on the Junkrat, but I actually got silenced there. My channel got silenced by Stukov. We're also going to get feared. Their team is just desperate to just stop the boss, so we don't have anything to push with. Someone jumped there? Muradin, yeah. We secured the kill on the Gul'dan. Now on the Stukov. Now I'm going to mark the Artanis, and Artanis is gonna die. We took a big chunk of damage from the Junkrat. But we are all pretty low, unfortunately. Diablo is going to go with a heavy engage on the Avarak. He's going to stun him into the wall and just going to instantly die. And at this point, we might be 5v2, but we are extremely low. Malfurion doesn't have mana, and we're just looking to disengage on this point because we realize that despite having the numbers, we just don't have the resources to close out this game. So we figure we should play it safe, wait for Avarak to respawn, try to get 60 gems, try to get 20, and maybe with another heavy push with a talent advantage, we can close out the game. By the book, nice and safe, without going for any cocky moves to the core. In the meantime, I'm just going to do this camp. And I hope from those fights you saw when and where. Oh, a heavy engage on the Muradin there, but I think he's gonna survive, yeah. When and where. Oh, they will deliver the waivers. The mind control could be strong and could be weak. It's very important to learn to play with mind control. You really need to practice it in real team fights to figure out in what spots you can get fucked up and in what spots you can get value, and to figure out versus what compositions you can actually make it work. Wow, that was a very nice clear from the Greyman cocktail. And one thing I'm going to tell you about the mind control, it works better versus a heavy range team. Versus a heavy engaged team, it doesn't work that well. The arrow works better. So in their case, they do have some kind of engage, but I mainly picked the mind control in this game because of the snowballing value. We did manage to get the spiders very early on and a good Junkrat kill before they got 10. That's why I mainly picked the mind control, because we could have snowballed very early on to get experience advantage, siege advantage. And now I'm looking for another engage here. Our team is heavy engaging with the level 20. I'm going to just mind control the Diablo with the extra movement speed. The roots are going to miss, that's pretty bad. Now they're going to engage on me, and look at the Malfurion there. Heal and shoot. If that didn't happen, I was gonna die. Now we just focus on the Artanis. He's going to instantly die to the Greyman. Now the Diablo is gonna die outnumbered. In the meantime, Muradin has been zoning 3 people, which is absolutely great. We're going to finish out the Stukov. And at this point, I think we can just go core. Muradin is going to keep chasing. I really wanna, in the meantime, while my team is just chasing for the free kills, I'm trying to push the catapult lane just so I can get some bit more pressure on the core, just in case. And we are looking to close out this game. Whew. Now, mind control. You should, even if the draft doesn't allow it, if you win the early game very heavily when it comes to experience, then mind control might be a very nice way to actually snowball and give you a lot of momentum. So I would suggest you to pick the ultimate in those situations. Two situations that I would suggest you to never pick mind control are versus an Uther. Uther is probably the biggest counter support to mind control because he has Cleanse, he has Divine Shoot, and he can also stun you in melee range. So that's already 3 ways for a support to shut down your mind control. Though in some very rare situations versus a heavy range team, I have went for a mind control, but with the single idea that I'm only going to mind control Uther, because if he is the one that is cleansing the mind control, if I mind control him into my team, then he is gonna die. But that doesn't always work. It's a very rare situation. The other situation you don't want to be picking mind control is versus a very heavy engaged team, because the goal about mind control is to bring someone that they don't want to lose in your team, for you to kill him, and then for you to have an advantageous fight. Now, if their team consists from the heroes like Sonya, Greymane, Johanna, Rhaegar, and Avatar, for instance, those 5, then you're going to get screwed with mind control, because they can just 5-man engage you on the spot without having to worry about any wastes, because their composition is just so strong as a front lane that they just really don't care about that. So in versus those type of compositions, Arrow is definitely the best choice. Also, I would only suggest you, besides those 2 facts, I would only suggest you, if you're wondering to pick between Arrow or Mind Control, is ATC. If the enemy team has an ATC with more speed, and they have a heavy range team, most of the situations you will want to go Arrow for the motion interrupt, if you don't have anyone in your team that is capable of motion interrupts. Because versus a solo tank ATC, Mind Control actually works very well for you to just bring the ATC into you, because he actually doesn't have very good defensive abilities, so you can just burst the ATC if they have a lot of ranged, and not to worry about him at all. But yeah, that is going to be a good overview of what I think about using Mind Control as a Sylvanas. Hope this video and the commentary gave you a better insight of maybe how to play her. And yeah, guys, that's going to be everything from me from this Overmind game, probably from this week. I want to mention at the end of this video, I stream almost daily at my Twitch channel, RighteousNicky. I'm going to leave a link in the comments, maybe, I don't know. I just climb Hero League there. I play not only Mind Control Sylvanas, I also play a lot of Cleave Zeratul. I play Tychus, I play Gazwell sometimes. So you can expect some very nice games on the stream if you're interested in that. So thank you for watching again, guys, and until next time, stay righteous.